Well, hello and welcome to this exercise on surds, or sometimes referred to as radicals. So surds, radicals, and inverse proportions. So in this exercise, there are two questions based on GCSE 91 Edexcel. Right, and it says uh, root 5 multiplied by root 8 plus root 18 can be written as a root 10, where a is an integer. Find the value of a. Okay, now what I've done here, or what I'm going to do here, is to look at this root 8 and root 18 separately. And in particular, I'm going to look at the factor pairs of 18, so of 8 and 18, such that um, the factor pairs contains one square number. So for root 8, the factor pair is 4. The factor pair is 4 and 2, and the square root of 4 is 2. So root 8 is same as root 4 times root 2, and that's equal to 2 root 2. Now this 2 here, sorry, this 2 um, comes from the square root of the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Hence 8 is 2 root 2 there. Okay. Similarly, same thing for 18. Now the factor pairs for 18, sorry, the factor pair for 18 is 9 and 2, because 9, in this case 9 is a square number, so the square root of 9 is 3. So root 18 then becomes 3 root 2. Okay. If we then combine these, we have that root 5 multiplied by root 8 plus root 18 is same as root 5 multiplied by 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2. Now, just to make it, just to be very simple, which is not always right, 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2, so you got 2 root 2s and 3 root 2s, that becomes 5 root 2. It's almost like saying 2 oranges plus 3 oranges, quite making it very simple. So now we've got that our answer then becomes 5 multiplied by 5 root 2, and root 5 times root 2 is root 10. So we then end up with 5 root 10, and this is similar to this here. Okay, so now our answer then becomes that the value of a is 5. Okay, a is 5, and this question carries 3 marks out of 80. Now for the second question, I'm going to do it in 3 different sections. You don't have to do that, but in order to explain this question properly, it makes sense to do it in 3 sections. So it says y is inversely proportional to d squared, where d is equal to 10 and y is equal to 4. So we write it as y is inversely proportional to d squared in this form here. You probably know this already. So that's how we express this here. Okay. So y is inversely proportional to d squared. Now I'm going to change this, or replace this proportionality sign with the equal sign and a constant there. So y is equal to k multiplied by 1 over d squared, which then becomes y is equal to k over d squared. Now k is a constant term. Now what you shall try and do is to find the value of k using the fact that when d is 10, y is 4. So that now becomes 4 is equal to k over 10 squared. And 10 squared is 100. 4 times 100 will give us that k is 400. And I think for that you get 2 marks if you get all that right. Okay. Now for the next section, which is similar, it says d is directly proportional to x squared when x is 2, d is equal to 24. So if we write the expression as d proportional to x squared, now as before, if we replace this proportionality sign with an equal sign and a constant, okay, similar to what we did there. Okay, right, okay, and so if we just get rid of that and that as well, okay, right. So now we have this there, that 24 is equal to 2 squared, because x is 2, 24 is equal to 2 squared, c is a constant. Okay, note the similarity between this bit here and this here. Okay, moving on from that, so we then have, sorry about that, from that, okay, right, okay, here we go. So c is equal to 6, because if we divide 24 by 4, you get 6. So c is 6. So for this formula, which says d is equal to cx squared, c is 6. So we can actually write that as d is equal to 6x squared. So that's our d there. Okay? So that's what it is. So that's d. Now, for the next section, it says find a formula for y in terms of x. Give your answer in its simplest form. Alright, so now d squared is 6x squared all squared, because d is 6x squared, just above there. So d squared is 36x to the power 4. So we know that y is equal to k over d squared. If we replace k with 400 and d squared with 36x4, we have this here. And we know that we can divide 400 by 4 and 36 by 4. So we end up with y is equal to 100 divided by 9x to the power 4. And that's your answer. And this question carries 5 marks in total. Now, sometimes in the exam, they might ask you to express y in terms of x. Now, if that's the case, you can say that y is inversely proportional to x to the power 4. Y is inversely proportional to x to the power 4. That does come sometimes in the exam. Okay. Well, I hope all that made some sense, and please subscribe and watch some of my other videos. Thank you for watching, and bye bye now. Bye bye.